We're all good and dandy, you know. It looks like we're fucking recording.
This is how you watch porn from 10 feet away.
Man,
This is how you watch porn from 10 feet away.
you ever watch a porno and like think like, damn, looks like my ex?
Do you ever like watch porn?
I watch porn that,
for
yes.
a specific girl?
Curly haired, thick Latina.
Every
time.
This man is
Every
specific
fucking
with it,
time.
yo. He's hella specific
Wow.
with it. He All right, let me get right real quick. This man just he said curly hair Latina. Literally
Curly
described
hair.
his ex.
Thick Latina.
The whole thing have on you is genuinely just ridiculous.
Caramel
Wow.
complexion.
He said caramel.
Man.
All right, boys, we're back with this podcast of we don't really know what's going on.
We don't even
but
know if
what's
it's really a
going on.
podcast. I don't know if you can even define this as
Literally.
a podcast, but we were just talking about some deep shit downstairs.
Yeah,
About how
we're-
down bad we all are because of these, certain women in the world that have
Because of
got
these-
us down bad. But ultimately it's on us, but like it's, you feel a little pain in your stomach. and
Jake's
your heart.
definitely a grown man for calling them women because I was so ready to hear some
Real shit.
derogatory terms.
See, I
Nah,
forgot we were on
nah,
video.
no way,
So
no way,
cool.
not me, bro. I try to be really careful, but I don't really like try to call like women like bitches. I don't even
Yeah,
like really
I
call
feel
like a
that, though. I
girl,
feel
a
that. I
girl
do.
who's 21, or older, obviously. Like I don't really refer to her as like a girl. I would say
Yeah.
like woman.
Yeah.
or
She has to do
women.
I
some
mean, you
real-
want to respect women at the end of the day. It sounds corny as shit, but it's like,
Yamil, can you pass me
and
that
it's so
water?
hard to do. It's like, it's so hard to do, but it's like, at what point do you just like stop? Like, I used to be like, yeah, this bitch, my bitch. But it's like, at what point is she not your woman? Like, it's a whole woman. Like, why are you calling her a bitch? At the end of the day, it's like, that's a derogatory word that's like very offensive to women. Not to be a feminist or anything, you feel me? Like, I feel like it's like,
Are you a feminist?
I mean, yeah,
I fight for them.
I fight for women too. You know what I mean? Like I'm on their side, equal pay, all that. Like literally all that shit. I'm down. But it's like, at what point are motherfuckers gonna stop saying this bitch? Because it's like, damn, we're using the same word as a dog compared to a woman. And who's really the dog? Are we the bitch? Think about that.
I'm definitely a bitch. I miss my ex so much, bro.
Right?
I miss
So
my ex
much,
too.
bro.
Shout out to you, Jasmine.
I wasn't.
I'm
not.
every other girl too. But she's the most important one.
Jay just ripped the band-aid off.
Yeah,
Quickly.
bro.
I ripped it off full speed. Let's cold
And
turkey.
you know-
Let's go.
And you know how you know that you ripped
Yo.
it off? Because like me and Yamil both were just like, whoa. Like, because
Hey, man.
he just went out. He
And
pulled
we
the
had some
name.
good times, bad times, all the times you could probably possibly think of. But it's like, yo, it happened for a good reason. That's all we're doing on this podcast now because we all have Bandaids to rip off.
It's really cool to feel in love.
It definitely
It's
is.
nice, man. And sometimes
It's
you feel like
scary,
you want
It's
to.
cool.
It is
beautiful.
scary, but it's like also like it's kind of like you want to cheat. Like you want to you meet a great girl. Maybe this is just me, I meet a fucking great girl and I just like see like a future with her. And it's
Yeah.
like, I want to tell you this, I don't want to fucking be, I don't want to be alone forever. And you
Yeah,
kind
definitely.
of maybe, especially in my case, you just kind of like rush things. And it's like, you got to stop sometimes and kind of just enjoy the journey.
But it's also like in your situation, like you went after something you thought was there, like, and it as you should have. Like, if I would have went after what I went after, like you did, it probably would be more successful. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and I applaud you for that. Like, real shit. Like,
But every woman's different,
that's true. Every woman is
maybe
different, but every
your
woman
approach
does.
would have worked. In
Every
my
woman
situation.
still does love love story, and I feel like you had more of a love story than I did. Like, I had a pretty much a crazy love story, but like
It's pretty
how you
one-sided.
explained it. Yeah, you see
You
what I'm
know?
saying though? Like, you had a good love story. Like, how you explained it to
In
me,
my
like,
mind,
you
in
went
my
after her,
mind,
Jake.
But yeah,
What do you mean
I was
by?
proud of you when you would tell me shit like
Yeah.
you did. Like,
I
you
mean,
know
I
what
feel like I did everything I could have
Roses on
possibly
the
done, but
car?
I feel like ultimately, like, I also did too much, and it's like you can't go back, and
That-
so you
I
just
feel
sit
you.
with it, and
I
that's
feel
where
you.
Do
that's
you
where
feel?
it hurts the most, like, and it's not that I walk around every day like, oh my gosh, I'm so
I'm
depressed,
so hurt.
like,
Yeah,
I lost
yeah,
this
yeah.
girl, like, oh my gosh, like, no, bro, I'll get over it, but it's like it does, like, it affects you,
It does,
when
yeah.
when you genuinely care about it. I don't know why I said that so stretched out.
Genuinely.
I made it like I made it an extra syllable. But when you genuinely care about somebody, like, and you want to go that extra mile for them, and then they don't like want anything to do with you, you know, it does fucking hurt.
This was something that I was thinking about when we were downstairs talking. Do you feel and what you just spoke on with your
Great
like,
radio voice
experience? Do you feel like
good shit?
you made yourself too available, bro? Like I feel like I did.
Yeah,
like I feel like I went
100%.
the extra mile.
You're way
so
too vulnerable.
fucking-
I feel like
yeah,
maybe
bro.
I feel like my problem is maybe I'm too available
Yeah.
right.
in general.
And you make yourself like way too open, but not out in an open, vulnerable place. Like you're just trying to like make her comfortable.
But it's like I'm really not available like that, but I could see how it would be perceived as that from an outside perspective, because it's like I'm not gonna just go date any girl. In fact, like since this last girl I've met, like, and even before that, it was never like, oh yeah, I'm probably gonna date her, let alone fucking like, wow, I could see myself like living my entire life with this girl.
Yeah, I feel
like she's that fucking great, you know? And it's like, I don't know. Fuck, man. It just got away from me. Like literally.
But the best things in life get away from you. I feel like though that's like a real like
Take it
corny
back
ass
to that.
analogy. Like real shit is real. Like it's like it's so hard to keep the best things that are ahead of you, like on you. Like it's so hard. It's like, and I probably sound crazy saying this, but like, or like just misinformed, or just like I don't have the words for it, but like the best thing I had in my life got away from me. That's happened many of times. So it's like, at what point is it a pattern? And it's like, yo, you got to figure this shit out, dog. Like the best things in life are moving from you or leaving. Is it you?
Right.
Or is it them?
And that's what you
At
start
what
to
point?
feel. And I really try to stay away from anything that brings me to that like self-deprecating
Yeah, bro,
or self-loathing mindset, because that's when
Yeah.
you're really at your worst, especially as a
Yeah.
man. And like, I don't really want that to come off sexist, but I feel like men, especially, like we have this like ego, and it's almost like you have to
Superhero
be a manly
fucking-
man.
yeah.
You have to do like such and such things. And, you know, like
I think
you-
for a relationship to work out, you have to have that shit. You
That's
have
why I
to.
get canceled
But
now.
it's like a lot of times girls, like they want you to be a certain way. And it's like, if you just fucking told me, like I could be that way, like I have no problem
Yeah.
being that way. But it's like I just am fucking walking on stones and fucking sticks over here, like trying to figure out, like it's literally like racing digital horses. I'm trying to figure out what my horse is good at, what race can he fucking run.
Yeah.
Like you're
Yeah.
trying to figure out what actually works for this girl and how she really wants to be loved. And it's like that's where things get lost in translation if, you know, there's not the communication there, where or you, especially as a man, can come off as trying too hard.
Yeah.
Especially in my situation, but I'm gonna take a dab.
I feel you though. I don't. Love is so hard to like. I don't know. The word love is like, what is love? Think about that. Like, what really is love? And it's so hard. Everyone has their own like description of it, their own definition of it. Really, like, there's no real one description of love that like encompasses everyone's love for someone at all. There's not. I mean, you can look deeply, you can think deeply about it, but what the fuck is love? Like, yeah, it has a description and a definition on Google, but what is love? Until you experience it, there's not one real way to realize what it really is.
Let me ask
And
y'all
if
something
you get
personal.
jaded though, real quick, before you get jaded and you just figure out, you just think like, okay, do I love this person? Do I not love this person? Like, what is this really? And that's the thing that makes me like, okay, I admire that about love, because it's like I don't know what it is, and I've been searching for it for so long. So it's like I like the chase. Let's go.
Do you even want to move on?
Moving on. I don't
Jake,
know.
you too.
I don't know. Yeah, I do, but it's like I cherish moments we had. I wish I could feel those moments again. But moving on, it's like I don't know if I actually want to move on.
I think that's why we bump heads or like disagree. Like
'Cause
you'll
you
be
wanna
like
move on.
Like
Yeah.
you and your girl, or you and like me?
Me
per
and
se?
Jay.
Oh, okay.
me and Jay, like he'll be like, I don't want to forget those good memories and shit. And I'll be
Yeah.
like, man, like
And you're like just ready to move on, like it's
right, like I'm like because I've been so like easily, like I can move on so easily before, and like for some reason, like it's not for no reason. This is like the longest relationship and like the realest relationship that I had. So then it was like, you know, it's gonna hurt a little. The cut's gonna be a little deeper. You know what I mean? So, but like, I lost my train of thought.
it really depends like on the feeling, you know, because when you feel it with a certain, like with someone, like whether it's one-sided or two-sided, like you feel that connection. You know, there's no denying that. Like nobody can tell you what you feel isn't real. You know, nobody can really tell you what's real in
I remember
general.
what we were talking about.
You want to go?
No, you're good. Keep going.
Okay.
We'll spin back to it. I know.
Let's spin back to it right now because your boy just lost his mind.
That's the dab talk.
Dead ass, bro.
But
That
it's
shit gets me
love,
so high. Like
love.
the
That's
first,
what we're really
the
talking
first
about.
few seconds, you know, just really takes it out of you.
Love is hard. Like it's cliche. It's like really cliche. It's one of the most cliche things in the world because everybody has their own thought on it, and their own thought on it goes really far. And you start thinking like, okay, someone else's perspective on love is what my perspective on love is, and it really isn't, because like everyone loves someone differently. That's a genuine thought. That's real.
Yeah, and
Like,
everybody's love language is different.
Like, okay,
you know?
you love your mom differently than you love your brother. That's a fact.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if I'm breaking this to you right now. You love your dad differently than you love your mom. It's a fact. Yeah, there's no favorites. Maybe like when they say, "Do you have a favorite parent, favorite brother, favorite sister, favorite cousin, favorite
Amazing,
aunt?"
brother.
You know what I mean? Like it's probably no, but you love them all differently. But you love them all the same amount, and that's so cliche. It's like, okay, it's like when you ask, who's your favorite sibling? Is it me or my brother or my sister? Like, I love you all the same amount, like literally in that,
Just differently.
just differently, and that's how it works. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, it's like that's how it works. I think like so. Love is like you can't put a price tag or a fucking definition really on love, because it's like everything is different. It's like I love you differently than I love you, and that's me to so many people. And it's like when it comes to a girl, that's where it gets tricky. It's just like, damn, I love you so much differently than I love other people. I don't know if it's stronger, I don't know if it's more meaningful, but I love you so much differently. And if you don't love a girl differently, like that's where it gets tricky, as I say, like, because it's like, I don't know, someone interject.
Sometimes it feels
You know what I
like,
mean? Like,
when you think that you're like in love, right?
yeah,
Like, let's say you think you're in love. Like you don't, maybe you don't know you're in love, but like kind of just feels like, you know, their soul touched yours, like more than like a man and a woman, you know, more than like boyfriend, girlfriend, more. It's just like you on a soul. And I don't want to use the word soulmate, because I feel like a lot of people's soulmates are friends, you know, and it's like soulmate is such a cliche term, but like something in your soul, like it's like I can see inside your soul to the point where it's like I know you're good.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like
you can look into a person to see if they're a good person or not.
and like
That's how I judge
regardless
people and
regardless
hang
of
out
all
with
like the hurt and everything, like you can look at that person and like it's on it just feels like it's on a different level than like the relationships you may have, like especially when you're like as a man like looking for a woman or whatever, you know, you're looking for. And it's like,
yeah, 100%.
because we're all, I don't know, like maybe it's just us three, but like maybe, you know, we're all like wanting to, you know, we all just want happiness, right? Like that's what everybody wants. Like if you ask everybody, it boils down to like if you could have
Pure
one thing,
happiness,
like
yeah.
I just want to be happy.
And to spin back to where I picked up, because I remembered, but it was for like, it was a real one for so long, and that's why it cut so deep, and that's why like it's a little harder to get over. But before this, like if I were to get into like a situation with a female, and like there was like a level of like disconnection or anything like that on her end or on my end, like it was cool. Like there was plenty more women, and I know that there are still plenty more women out there. But this time the cut was a lot deeper. It wasn't just like we hung out like once or twice, we smoked once or twice, and then like maybe fucked, and then like it fizzled. It was like a long ass like
It was like an important
like we did all the shit, right? Like I met her mom and her family. She met my people. Then we moved in together. We were living together, paying bills together, eating dinner together, picking up groceries, like just really living that like
Together.
yeah,
Like
right.
just being together. Yeah.
Whole
And
couple.
then I got so in love, not only with her, but with the feeling of like having peace at home when I got home, right? Like having like I had like I was set, like I would get home, we would go get dinner, and it's like we would put on a movie, we would go lay down, whatever. It was just chill, right? And it was just shit that like it's the little things that later on you end up missing.
Yeah.
It's like those little moments, like those like little that you used to take for granted at the time, right? And it's like at the time you're like, man, I fucking like I passed up on hanging out with the homie to come to just watch this movie with my girl, but it is like,
what if it was backwards?
right? And that's why I think like little things now still bother me.
Yeah, and they matter the most too.
Right.
It's hard to like, you know what I mean? Like the little shit is what people look for.
This-
Like me and anyone I've ever been with, they probably look for little shit. It's like if you don't do the little things that matter the most, it's like, do I really love this person? Or are they caring enough? Type shit.
And she was evil, bro. She was a loving girl, bro. She was the type of girl that got to know your interest and like what you really like and based her gifts for you upon that. Like she wasn't the grand gesture person. She was too sometimes, but she was really the thoughtful gifter.
Yeah.
The one that you remember, like, oh,
She gave me that gift.
like the gift that you still have after the relationship because you actually still use it, type shit. Like there's a bunch of shit you can just throw away after a relationship, but there's some shit you end up still using and you this fucking thing. Yeah. You know what I
A
mean?
little bit more different than mine. Like you guys moved in together and shit. Like mine was just like fuck. I thought there was something and there was.
And it's
nothing,
not
you know?
like it's not like I want to make it sound like we got our own place together. I moved in while she was still living with her mother and her brother, but she made it a thing to where it was like she felt so disrespected that I didn't want to go in at first with her, that I didn't want to move in with them at first. She felt like am I not good enough? Like, does the place really matter where we go? And I'm like freaking out because I'm in front of her and her mom, and I'm like, no, why would you say that? Right? But like in the back of my mind, I'm like,
Is she right? Like,
no, that's not what I meant. In the back of my mind, I'm like, bro, I don't want to pay rent and I don't want to deal with y'all for like day in and day out, right? Like initially. But then at the end of the day, at the time, I literally spent all my free time with her.
But keep having this conversation.
Nah, bro, it just sucks. Like when I look back on it, it just fucking sucks because it's like there could have been so many different ways that I reacted to that very last incident because like the breakup what really led to the breakup was like the last incident was like me blowing up, reacting like a dumbass, like somebody who like a child, like throwing a tantrum.
Yeah.
And like getting even low-key violent, but like I wasn't trying to hurt her or anybody else, but I was like, you know, hitting other things like, you know, doors and windows and shit like that. Like I just wanted to like, you know, break something, destruct something. Like I just
let some anger out.
right. And like that's not good.
No.
Like there's no reason. There's never a reason for that. But like I did lose my cool. You know what I mean? Like and that's what really led to it. Right.
Yeah.
And we even still try to fix it up after that. But it's like there were just some things that started happening that I was just like, I couldn't tolerate. Like I flipped out.
Yeah.
I threw out all her shit. I dropped it off in front of her apartment and her work because I was done. Like I knew, like I was done. But like the part of me that still wanted to be with her was not.
Yeah.
But like there's a part of me that just can tolerate a certain amount of disrespect from somebody. And it's like,
see, like disrespect is like a whole nother like issue where it's like
we were trying to still fix the shit and I called her on dating apps.
yeah. I mean, it's so tough, man, because it's like ultimately, if you're not together, you cannot be mad. You know,
But,
like look, like statistics, like
no, you're
statistically
right.
from
But what if you're
objectively,
trying to fix something with a girl?
then you know maybe she's not wholeheartedly trying to fix it.
That's
all you can really get from it, man.
And
I'm saying this like I'd probably do the same shit you would do. You know, in that
I don't think you would.
But I mean, maybe not to the same degree, but I'd definitely lose my cool and like
Yeah.
I definitely like probably overreact to a certain extent and probably same result, you know, you lose the girl and it's like fuck.
Yeah.
Ultimately, that's not what you wanted, but that's what happens.
Yeah. And it sucks because then you're sitting there and you're like, oh, this is my fuck up. Like for the longest. You're just sitting there and you're realizing that the reason that you feel like this is because of you. Like you did this to yourself.
The reason you feel anything is because of you, so ultimately it's like, yeah, it's all on you. And it's like, if something didn't work, it's because you didn't make it work. And that could be very obviously there's situations, where
Yeah.
that doesn't apply.
But it does apply here.
It does apply.
It does apply here.
Yeah.
Yeah. There,
in mine and your situations, yeah.
Yeah.
It's on us.
Yeah. And
full responsibility. But I just feel like I'm that type of person where like I just want to accept full responsibility for everything.
You won't or you will?
I will. I mean, like, especially like if it was my decision at some point, like at any point in the process, like whether it be like business or like romantically, like if at some point it was my decision to do something and it goes wrong, or like let's say in the sake of like love, like you do too much and it goes wrong and you end up losing the girl, the woman, that you actually wanted, like all you didn't want to do was lose her. You didn't care whether like you were just like hanging out or not. You just didn't want to lose her, and like you lost her.
Even regardless of what stage of wherever you're at in love, like whether it's the chase, in the middle of it, or in the end, I feel like most people or most guys, they end up losing themselves. They end up forgetting who they really are. They come so enchanted and romanticized into this person, and you're willing to do whatever for this person, that you start to do things you don't really like. You know what I mean? Like,
I feel like to a certain degree, I agree. But like I feel like in past relationships, I've been that guy, where it's like you really are losing yourself, and you're just like not really who you are, and like you're doing shit that does make you unhappy and that you don't want to do, and it's kind of a facade. And it's like you're not necessarily wrong for doing it, but like you're just trying to make her happy, and it's like ultimately that'll lead to really nothing good. But like I don't know, man. With this last girl, I feel like she brought out the best in me,
what were her traits that you feel? What do you feel like?
I just feel like she challenged me, and I feel like, I talk to a lot of people in general, and a lot of like women when I try to like see what's going on with them.
Can I take it down?
Hell yeah.
Fuck it.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I feel like
she brought out the best qualities in you because she challenged you. But what did she challenge you in though? Was what I was gonna ask. I've been wanting to ask.
So like I feel like, I wouldn't say like I'm religious, but I believe in God, and like I have really strong faith that like God is going to like really work miracles in my life, and God is always with me, and like I really believe in God and I have faith in God, and like, I want to give praise to God. Like the more good I do in the world, like I just want to do good in the world. But I feel like fuck, what were we just talking about? Just had it.
What did she?
Oh yeah. What did she fucking
do that
challenge me? Yeah. How did she challenge me? Right. I feel like she challenged me to kind of be a different version of myself, but like not in a bad way. Like I feel like at times in relationships, whether they're like, in early stages or late stages, or, who knows what's going on, I feel like at times I can be very, over eccentric, and I can be very like overbearing and overwhelming, because like I'm just trying to like, if I like you, I'm trying to like talk to you every day, and like I don't need to like text you every minute of every hour, but like, let me know how your day went, and like at the end of the night, like let me know good night, like some just like courtesy shit. Like I kind of look for that, like
yeah.
But like I guess that really doesn't even matter because it's all like small talk anyways. But I just feel like that's not what she was looking for, and she was looking for somebody like, all I needed to do is just be cool and like not talk about, like relationships and, the future. And that's like, it's kind of what I do. And maybe that's my, my own flaw and something I need to look at. But, at the end of the day, I just fucking did way too much, and I just fucking lost her. But
What did you do that was way too much?
I would just so bro, like I would text her, like, and she like, you know, she would tell me like I'm not really, she doesn't really be on her phone like that, like she doesn't really be texting. Like she tries to just like live life, and stay off her phone. And so I'm like, cool, do your thing. But like I would text her and it would be like 4 days. And then like I would text her some other shit after like 4 days. Like, you know what I mean? Like not just let it ride out and just like always be there, and fucking it was just the wrong approach.
Why was it? What made it the wrong approach?
It's just not maybe.
Did she ever at any point show like serious interest?
I don't know, man. Maybe I'm crazy, but I feel like there was a connection. And I feel like there was points in time where it was just like, yeah, this girl like definitely likes me. I'm getting this girl to fall for me. And like maybe that's like what pushed me to like be like, why isn't she texting me after 4 days? And and not just like let it like fucking ride.
She didn't text
Right.
you for 4 days. What do you do next?
That's what I'm saying. I either don't I just wait, or like I text her some shit. And it's like I would always just text her some like corny shit, like trying to like lighten the mood, and like it would just be a little too much.
I think I got super. This is a girl that you just met, so or like you were just like starting to get to know, right?
Yeah, like I would say like in total, we had like hung out or been together for like a total amount of probably like close to like 50 hours.
Did she ever like express like I like you or I love you?
No. Like she would say shit like I adore you, and like like but she was always very upfront with like saying like she's not looking for a relationship, and like she's not looking for a relationship with anyone. And she's just fucking so who knows, I could have been misled the whole time. You really don't know. I don't really think
I
that's
think
true, because I feel like I kind of like know who she is as a person, and I don't see her as a deceptive person. So I don't know why like the reason to lie to me, because like I'm very upfront. Like if you don't like me, just tell me. I don't really care. Like it's better that way, because then I can just fucking move on. But like if like you tug me along and like it's like you kind of show interest and you kind of like, but you're also like, oh, I don't want to be in a relationship. So it's like what am I supposed to do there? Like
I think you
just be cool.
I
Like
think you took your shot. I think what you did was like you realized like you actually like this girl, and instead of doing what a lot of other guys do, especially specifically me, even right now, like there are girls that I know right now that I like, even though I'm still currently going through shit. Like I feel like one of the ways of processing and moving on is like getting to know new people, right? And like that's one of the things that I just like don't do right now.
yeah,
I
me
don't
either.
socialize. I don't go out. I don't do anything. Like this trip that we just took, this was like the first trip that I took for a long time with anybody since like me and her went to Orange County like a year or two ago. After her uncle died for a few, like pretty much for like, or not after, before her uncle died. It was before her uncle died. She knew that he was about to die, so she went and visited him before he did.
Yeah.
And it was just, it was a fun time. But that was the last time that we took a vacation, or that I even went anywhere without worrying about work or rent or anything like that. That was the last time before this last trip. And it felt good. It felt real good to be like around the homies and like just not worry about laundry or just the shit that you got to do in your home or what, you know what I mean? Like just the
Yeah.
responsibilities
Yeah.
that you
Just
have
get
to,
away, man.
right.
Vacations are so important.
It felt good because like even it was just for a day, but we just fucked around the whole day. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
we
like you
didn't.
have no like obligations.
Yeah,
It's
like
kind of nice to just live a day like that every now and
and we didn't plan shit either. We just fucking pulled up the day they just booked. They booked the motel, then that's it. And then like we pulled up, and as we went, when we got there, that's how we went. You know what I mean? Like we just went as we went. As that
Yeah.
makes any sense?
just free.
Yeah, and it felt good, but after seeing, like, remember you got home, and like as soon as you got home, I fucking saw because I was on the dating app, you know what I'm saying, trying to get some kitty, and then I saw her, and it almost ruined the whole trip. I'm not gonna lie, it almost ruined the whole fucking trip. But then it's like, for what?
Why?
Why?
I don't know, brother. I think we're gonna be okay at the end of the day, you know. I mean,
No, yeah.
I know we're gonna be okay.
We're gonna be great.
Fantastic, even. But that shit does hurt, man. And it does kind of leave you just like wondering. Maybe it's like the wondering more than anything.
It didn't leave me wondering. It just like fuck. Like it just hurt. Like I was like, oh shit. Like, wait, what? Just perfect time. Just as soon as we get home, that's when you went. If it would have happened in the middle of the trip, I would have got trashed in the middle of the trip. Had a great time. Got back home. Happens when we get home and we're like depressed, hungover. Just to add the cherry on top.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Damn.
Life is nice.
Life is good, man. Life is fucking good. And at the end of the day, I believe all things happen for a reason.
I do too.
And so you can't be fucking mad, man. You gotta just roll with it. It's supposed to happen, I guess. Like sometimes it's like, all right, wow, that was supposed to happen. Damn. All right. What was I supposed to learn? What was I supposed to see? What can I do? What could I do differently to be better?
You want you do want to like you're ready for a relationship, right? I mean, you're not like you're not trying to fuck around anymore, right? Every time I get the vibe that you're ready for something serious. Or at least want something.
But it's just like it just doesn't happen like that, man. And that's like what I'm kind of learning from this whole thing. You find something serious from like not even really caring about something serious. If you're looking for something serious, like you'll never find it, and you'll probably ruin something that could have been good, like what I think I did. But
no, yeah.
But yeah, I definitely feel like I would rather have a girlfriend than
fuck around.
Yeah.
So my thing is, right, what do we do other than just like hang out?
Like we don't go out. Right?
Exactly.
I don't go out.
And when I say go out, it doesn't have to be the club, but it does have to be public settings where there are other girls that are there without you having to invite them.
Man, sometimes I just feel like I'm so pressed on time, right? Like time is such great currency. It's like the most valuable currency we have, other than like, I don't know, our life, I guess. Because if you die, it's all worthless.
Right.
Well, I guess not really. That was fucking harsh as fuck. But like you die before you fucking make a difference and shit. But wow. You know, I just feel like time is so important to me. And when I go out, it's like, what am I really doing that is beneficial? Like if I fast forwarded, like sometimes, you know what I'll do is like this is the easiest example I can think of, like laying your clothes out before you wake up, like on some kid shit. Like you wake up in the morning and it's just your future, you're doing stuff for your future self that will make you happy. Right? Like when I moved into this place, when I packed boxes, I like at some point threw like $100 worth of singles in like a bag in one of the boxes that I packed. And like I completely forgot about it. When I was unpacking shit when I got here, like I just like pulled out a bag of $100 and I was like, whoa, what the fuck? Like, and like I remembered me doing that and I was like, wow, it actually worked. Like, thank you, my past self. Like that was so fucking good of you. Like I totally forgot about that. And like that came in so clutch.
The past self.
And it's like, I feel like you just got to do stuff that your future self will be happy with. And so when I think about like going out, it's like, what am I realistically going to do? Probably spend money. And I'm not like a fucking cheapskate, you know, but like I want my money to grow. I don't want to fucking work forever. I despise working. At least for somebody else. I don't mind working hard. I'm a hard ass worker. Every single job I've ever worked at, like, it's like, you're a hard ass worker if I want to be, you know? And it's like, I want to eventually fucking get out of this shit, man. So it's hard for me to just justify going out, you know, and maybe like what I'm doing here isn't productive, you know, but at least I'm not spending money.
No, it's not that it's not productive. It's just the only point that I was trying to make was like a part of us being able to move on and heal is like having that time in, because you're right, time is valuable.
Yeah.
But if you just tunnel vision the whole, and I realized this on the trip back because I do things from a large scale to a minimum scale. Like if I have a habit, I do it from A to Z, if that makes any sense. So I just noticed this on the way back home. I was driving from St. George back to Vegas, and it was like I was so focused on the road and getting home that like the scenery kind of almost passed me up if I wouldn't have realized it soon enough. Like, you know how you take road trips and it's actually like
Beautiful.
right, like it's like
It like makes you appreciate the earth, man. It's like,
right, like it's nice views, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And it's like I was driving and I was like, okay, 142 miles left, 59 minutes left. Okay, cool. Whatever the distance and time was. And I realized, I looked around, I'm like, oh, this is pretty. And I'm like, wait, I do that with everything. Like if we go out to a function, like let's just say, for example, me and you make plans to go to the hookah lounge. We invite Tony and Jay. We all go to the hookah lounge, all four of us. And then we go. I sit down and I'm like, okay, what hookah flavor are we getting?
Right.
Okay. Waitress, what are y'all getting to drink?
I'm probably gonna get like, it depends, you know, like if I'm already drinking tequila, like if that's the vibe we're going with, then I'm on fucking tequila, you know.
Right. So now I'm like, okay, he needs tequila, right?
Yeah.
And I'm doing that. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, orchestrating.
right. And I just want to get it done. I'm not enjoying the moment.
Planning ruins things. Spontaneity is where all great things come from.
Yes and no.
Right, because you need to have a plan to
Right.
get shit done.
I think
It's finding the balance.
Right, exactly. It's finding that right, the balance.
The balance. I don't know, man.
Like those moments that you have with Tony and Jay downstairs when they're fucking tweaked out.
We all be tweaked out down there, bro. Like there's too much wax in this fucking building, man. Like let's just be honest.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
the wax tree that we planted
Yeah.
is just growing too fruitfully.
This is ridiculous.
And it's like having the ability to just get this high always.
It is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, when I moved here in 2017, it was fucking hilarious to me. Because it used to be such a hassle to get weed. Where I'm from in New Orleans, it's like you gotta call the homie like from high school, right?
Yeah.
That was good. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, who do you know? Yeah. And then they
Yeah.
tell you, and then you find out they have it. All right, let me call them. It's
Yeah,
like,
and then you're like,
all right, meet me in this dark ass parking lot in front of a park.
right. Like, why is it always the park? Like
in some unlit ass neighborhood. Okay, cool. Yeah, for sure. Meet you there, bros.
just to get some fucking
A gram.
some fucking weed.
A gram, right? So then you meet the homie. Everything is sus. He's got another guy with him. This is turned weird to me.
It's already like
He's
telling you get out.
This is awkward.
He's telling you get out, now get in. It's like, okay.
Yeah, like this got weird, right? And it's like here, you fucking walk into a building and they're like, hey, how's it going?
Hey, how you doing?
How you doing? All right. Man, it's cool. All right, whatever, right? And then you give them the ID, you walk in, and they're like, all right, we have specials on this and that, whatever they tell you, and then you order and you get your shit and you walk out. And that's fucking crazy to me, bro. There's always been a sense of like, this might go down bad.
Yeah, if you're fucking like getting weed like not at a dispensary.
Right.
Yeah.
Especially if it's like a lot.
we used to,
And it's
like,
happened to me before, bro. It's
bro,
happened.
I've been,
It
I
it
went to
feels
jail.
so bad.
I went
when
to
it
jail
happens
for
to you.
literally smoking in the car, bro.
Where here?
Yeah, in like a random neighborhood, just in a parking spot, smoking. And then they pulled up and like I started to back up and they flashed their lights and then fucking tried to charge me with a DUI and shit. But I ended up only getting possession.
You spent the night?
Yeah,
How was that?
bro. It
I've
was
never done that.
bro. It was literally the 22nd of December, bro. And they were hella like backed up, and like everybody that was in there was like, "Yeah, you might not get out until after Christmas." And I was like, "Bro, if I spend,"
It felt like somebody gave you 25 to life.
bro, I was like, if I spend Christmas in here, like my family is going to kill me, and that's all I cared about. I was like, I just need to get out, like, for the sake of the people.
You didn't even want them to find out, I'm sure.
Bro, like, I mean, yeah, but like at the same time, like I was like, I need to get out before Christmas. So like I was trying to call people and like,
And get them,
like, yo,
out.
like,
Yeah.
it can't be that much. Like it was just possession. Like, get me the fuck out of here. But I
What-
ended
it was
up getting OR'd. So
One fucking backward.
you know what I mean? But yeah, shit was not good either way, man.
I didn't know he was. I was just heating up the rig. I didn't know he was right behind.
Right.
Yeah.
Bro, and the craziest part is like Tone was gonna come pick me and Jay up.
From there.
Yeah. But we had smoked there so much, bro. Like it was just like the smoke spot. Like it was a bad time in my life, like where we were just like smoking in the car and shit. I mean, it was cool because like we would come up with a lot of good ideas that like are like worthwhile now, like shit came to fruition. But other than that, bro, we were just like always like, fuck, are the cops gonna fucking pull up on us and like
Right.
fucking take one of us to jail again? Like, fuck.
Yeah.
And I didn't like that fear. That's like why I wanted this house so much. Because I was like, I just want to like feel like I'm not gonna fucking get arrested every day. Like there's not a chance of me getting arrested every day. Like, yeah, there is, but like it's a lot
There's
less
really
now.
not.
It's a lot less now than like when I was smoking every day in the car, Like
Yeah.
especially I mean more like night, like after work fucking smoking. And
I
shit.
mean, you can do that now. Because you're in front of your own house. So they can't tell you shit.
Right. Like I can smoke in my backyard and it's like, yeah, what of it, bro?
It must feel good.
It does feel good, bro. It does feel good.
Like it must feel like godly to be able to just wake up and this is my house.
It's a blessing, bro. And I was like thinking about it the other day and I was like, man, this is like something I used to like really pray for. Like
this feeling or
just like
the
freedom.
house?
Just like the freedom of like I love my mom, but I was like living with my mom and like her husband, and like my dad lives like separately and like I was living with my brother. Like it was cool, bro, but it was like I was like 22 and it was like ultimately like I'm just like coming home and it's kind of like, why are you here? Like don't get me wrong, like they were welcoming me, like it was good family vibes. I'm really close to all my family. But it was just like, all right, bro, it's like time to like go. And like I never wanted to get an apartment. It never made sense to me to like pay for something that like I wasn't gonna eventually own. And so like I just saved up money and fucking the timing just worked out and like we ended up getting like a really good deal on this house and like yeah, like we pay a little bit higher in like the mortgage than I would like to pay, but like
You wake up and say this is your house.
yeah,
That's what it's worth.
you know what I mean? And eventually like the area it's in, I think it's gonna be a really good area. Like it's by all the freeways and like
I'm sure you pay way more on your mortgage than I pay on my car note. I complain so much about my car note, but the other day, it's funny that like you're talking about you're paying for the blessing. I have like a coworker who don't have coworkers who don't have cars. Some of them I get rides, some of them I don't. But just the trouble that they have to go through not having the car, it makes me realize the blessing of having it.
yeah.
And like makes me be glad that I do. So I can just imagine the scale of having your own house.
Yeah, it feels like, like I like in a sense I feel like I fucking finally grew up. Right? Like I don't know, like how are you gonna tell me I'm a fucking kid? Like when people call me buddy, like it used to piss me off, right? Because I was like, why are you calling me buddy? Like I'm not your fucking buddy guy. Like I'm a fucking guy, you know?
Yeah.
And now I just fucking, I just call people buddy too. And it's like, fuck it, you know? You're my buddy, you know? What's up, buddy? Like, fucking, it doesn't really bother me anymore. Nothing really like that bothers me anymore. But like, just having the space to like just live and like not be like judged or like bothered or like have to explain anything to anyone, or like I don't have to like, aside from work, I don't have to report to anybody in my life, you know? So like I just got to remove that element of my life, and then I only have to report to me and to God. And it's like that's where I want to be ultimately.
Do you feel like now, after having that talk, you'll be willing to like separate time just to fuck around? Or do you feel like you already do that enough?
I think there's a time and a place, and I think there's shit that I need to accomplish
Before you go around fucking around?
I think there's shit I need to accomplish right now. And I think, you know, after this last situation that kind of happened with me, I have no interest in like really like pursuing any woman at this point. Um, like if something happens, it happens. I'm not against it, but like I'm also not like really like I don't really care. Like I have other shit to focus on. So like it's not like I'm like walking around like fiending all day, you know. Like,
Yeah.
I don't need to, like, and so I don't know. I think I'm just gonna find myself kind of like working on shit that I need to work on, and you know, aligning all the fucking chickens in the coop or whatever the fuck they say.
Yeah. And I think that's
Because I my bad to cut you off, but I feel like my life is really about to like explode,
no, that makes sense.
right? Like I feel like I've been putting in a lot of good time and a lot of like valuable like processes, and like I think it's gonna be really rewarding here soon. You know, I know it will be. And that's also the place I feel like I'm at in my life now, where it's like if I catch myself like saying something where like I think I might like make it, you know, it's like no, I know I'll make it. I'm so into right now like removing all the like self-deprecating, self-loathing like thoughts that go through your brain, you know, just have full belief in yourself. And like for me it's like belief in God that like
I get
everything's
that.
gonna work out. So like why should I say otherwise?
And when you talk, I get that energy from you.
Like
Like
why
that-
sell yourself short?
Yeah. That's that energy that I get from you. And it's like, you being that guy, like that person that I wish I could be more like that. Like that's more personally invested in themselves. I wish I could be more like that, because right now where I'm at, it's like, because I'm hurt, I want to go socialize. Like now that I'm past the grieving stage, like I want to go out and talk.
Yeah. And I feel like it's just different stages for everybody, you know.
Right.
And I feel like it just is truly you have to think about what you need and like what is good for you. Like you obviously had something longer than I just had, right? Like so it's like in a sense you spent more time with this person, you know them better, like it's more real, it's more tangible. And so like it's understandable that like after that like you just kind of want to like go do something else, like just ready to like break free, you know, especially like knowing that it's like done and you're done, like if you've made it up in your mind. So like I get it. It's just like there's times I'm like that and there's times I've been like that. It's just at this stage in my life,
Yeah, it's not where you're at.
it's not where I'm at anymore.
Yeah.
It's like I've tried so hard so many times to like get a girl or like that I really wanted, and it not worked out to the point where it's like, all right, I'm cool being by myself. Like I'm all right with that. Like I'm all right being alone. I like being alone sometimes. You know, I don't like being alone for a long time. I like being around people. I really am a people person. Like I like to like interact with people, and I like to like one of the first things like I like to ask people is like what do you know, what do you want to do? Like what do you like, what's your goal in life? And like not everybody thinks like that. And you know, that's maybe it's a fault of mine, but like because like it does fall back on like I need to kind of live more like in the moment, because I'm always like thinking like what can I do to be better for my future self, right? And like I think about my future kids a lot, more than anything. And I think it is kind of weird of me to be 23 years old and like thinking of my kids, and like I save shit all the time that I want to like show my kids or like give my kids or like
You
it,
think that's weird?
I don't think it's weird. I think it's like it's kind of like it really speaks to like who I am more as like a person. Like I really like care about like ultimately, I don't know. I think it's why I like Naruto so much, because like Naruto's dad really sacrificed his life to save everybody and then put like something in Naruto that would help him save everybody later on. And like I feel like that's kind of what I'm trying to do. Like I want to do the most I possibly can to make a difference on this earth, like especially for the people I care about, and I want my kids to like work hard in life, but I don't want them to ever struggle. I don't want them to have to. And I want them to understand struggle and adversity, but adversity comes at everybody in different ways, and everybody has adversity in their life. So I want adversity to find them in different ways to challenge them more and ultimately be better than me. And I find myself residing on that a lot. And like I also think like I don't want my mom to have to like work ever again. I don't want my dad to have to work ever again. And like these are the things I think about. Like, and it's like, yeah, everybody probably thinks about these things, but it's like I don't want to just think about them. I want them to happen. I know they will happen because I'm willing to put in the time and effort and learn the knowledge that it will take to acquire whatever I need to acquire to accomplish that, and really like get to a point where it's like, I don't know. Do you know who Mr. Beast is? He's on YouTube. He just gives away a lot of like money and shit, and he makes people do challenges. But like what he does is like super dope. He just gives away money and shit and like changes people's lives. And I want to do shit like that. Like one of my favorite Disney movies of all time is Robin Hood, like the cartoon version, because like, and I have a Robin Hood tattoo and shit. And it's because like Robin Hood really like he would take from the rich and give to the poor, and it's like spread the wealth. And it was just like that's a fucking good guy. I don't know. This kind of got off the rails a little bit.
Nah.
I just want to get to a point where I don't have to like worry about anything and I can focus solely on like creating and bettering.
That's where I want to get to. And I guess I either have to find new things that I like to do other than going to the club and dancing with girls. Because like first I used to love doing that before I met my ex, before I met this girl that I just got out of a relationship with. Right? Is going to the club, having a couple of drinks, just meeting girls, sometimes even just guys from different places. Like it'd be funny, it'd be fun, a good time, whatever. But it's like I either have to find stuff like that, or I told Tone today, so Tone and Jay, I was like, bro, we need to take another trip.
Yeah, definitely. We need another vacation.
Like I was
You
like,
guys
wait,
got to
wait.
get your tickets to Rolling Loud.
All right, I'm gonna be completely honest here. I've never been to a music festival.
Bro, it's going to be different, bro. Kid Cudi's performing.
How much are the tickets?
I don't know. I
Did
have
you
them
get
on lit.
yours?
I pay like $80 like a month. I think you're like 400. But you know, there's always
Good
there's always those people. There's
Lord.
always those people like the last minute that are selling their tickets. So try to scoop, bro.
It's gonna be
Because
tough.
I think we're gonna take like a week off, and then I don't know. If shit starts to work out, bro, we're gonna go on a cruise really soon. Because
That's something we should do.
yeah, me and Kyle. Have you been on a cruise?
I've been on a cruise. I fucking love cruises.
Cruises are the shit.
I've been like on 2
The
cruises. I
shit. You've
love
been
the
on 2
fucking
cruises?
Yeah.
Wow, I'm jealous. I've been on 1 cruise and it was like magnificent.
The first one was magnificent. The second one was gas. The first one was magnificent because we went to 2 different places and they were dope as fuck. They were Cabo and PV, Puerto Vallarta,
Yeah.
right? And then the second one we went to a place called Ensenada, I think, which was fine, but like it wasn't like Puerto Vallarta or
So see,
Cabo.
I went to Ensenada. Excuse me. I went to Ensenada and we just fucking me and Kyle, we fucking did zip lining and that shit was fucking dope. Like everybody else on the boat said that they went on the beach and shit, and like there was low-key like girls and shit around, and like they were just like having a good time. Like we had like met a few people on the boat already. This was like day 2. It was like 5 days, and we got back on
You
the
mingle
boat.
with the people on the boat.
We got back on the boat, 3rd day, and it was the Jake and Kyle show out there.
Cuddy,
you know what I'm saying? Like we were out there, getting it done. Well, I think Kyle was fucking in a relationship at that point, because I remember Kyle being like, I can't do anything, but we're gonna get you some pussy. And I was like, yeah, let's do it. And then, fucking cruises, man. Good time.
Great times.
Fantastic time. I want to go on a singles cruise before
Is
I
that
get
a
fucking tied
thing?
up. There's things, bro, and I bet they're wild.
That's a thing,
dude.
Singles cruises?
Dude, and I bet the ratio is even.
Nah, what if it's a fucking sausage fest?
No way, bro.
Think about how many guys are doing what you're doing right now.
I know, but they probably they gotta even it out, right? Like that's the whole point.
I hope.
We'd have to inquire about that.
Yeah,
Like
that's some move we would. If not,
like
I
a
would
singles
want to
cruise
do a
out of
regular
Miami,
cruise.
bro. I don't know. That might be something I could be involved with. Like being on a boat and like if we're on a cruise, yeah, bro, let's go to the club on the cruise ship. Like where's all the women on the cruise ship? Like let's find out what's going on.
I feel like we
But
should
in my daily life,
nah.
I'm more of like a wine and painting wine type of guy, And I don't really drink wine like that, but I'd rather something I can talk to you, or I pick your brain than just fucking we're just dancing all night.
No, yeah, no.
I mean, at least originally, we can have nights like that.
No,
Sure.
yeah. The only reason that I like to go out dancing is just because that's for me personally, that because it's pretty easy to go to a Spanish club and start dancing with Hispanic women.
Yeah.
I promise you will walk up to any Hispanic woman.
Maybe that's what we need to do, bro. We need to go to Latin night somewhere.
Hey, we had one tonight.
Damn.
There was one tonight, but I'm telling you, you would be able to walk up to any Spanish woman in any club, and I promise you, she will dance with you, bro, because that's just how the culture is, right? But so knowing that when you find those pretty things and you actually know how to dance a couple of those songs, it's pretty
valuable.
Yeah, it's a good tip. It's a good tip to have. You know what I mean? It's a good skill to have.
For sure.
So and it's pretty fun too. If you like dancing,
into it, yeah.
If you
I do
dancing,
like dancing, bro. It's just I don't find myself I don't know, man. It has to. I'm a real intimate guy,
I feel it. No, I feel it. I completely feel it. But sometimes being a little intimate with a girl at a club, you know what I'm saying? It gives you not a pleasure of long term, but maybe just that short term fix, but just to get you through a couple more days or whatever it might be. You know what I'm saying? It's just positive energy at the end of the day. You go out to a club, you meet a girl, you dance with her.
You feel good.
Right. Your weekend's okay. You might see some shit that fucks with you, but you're like, fuck it, I already.
That's a good point, man.
You know what I'm
all
saying?
About just the positive energy you acquire.
Yeah. And that's why I said I don't think it has to be the club. The cruise, a trip.
Yeah, maybe we should just take a cruise ASAP.
They have clubs on the cruises too.
Yeah. And last time I went on a cruise, I was 18, not 21. So it's
facts. I was as well.
Yeah. So it's
all I could do was gamble on the fucking table, bro.
I was running it up on these dudes on poker on the cruise ship, bro. I literally sat down and I put in $100, right? I walked out of there $400.
These dudes were tight.
Bro, these dudes were not playing good, or I was getting lucky, but I'm looking decent at poker, but
no, yeah.
Poker's a hard ass game to play when you get to high level competition.
It's definitely chess, not checkers when it comes to poker.
Yeah.
But I like bullshitting because sometimes I get away with it.
No, for sure, bro. That's why poker's so great, because it's you can literally take any 2 cards and somehow win. And when you win with a hand that you shouldn't have won with,
it feels so much better.
It feels so much better than winning with a hand that's the absolute best.
Right.
Unless you have the absolute best hand and you get somebody to pay you a lot of money,
if you know that person could have beat you and you played them off some bullshit, it feels good.
You're yes, I got away with that one.
Yeah.
Bro, I like that shit, man. I love that. I love poker, bro. It's my favorite fucking game to play, gambling wise, besides racing digital horses. But I like poker more than I like that shit.
Roulette is my fucking weakness.
I was really big into roulette at some point, man. I had to get away from it.
And now it's to the point where I play everything, right?
So even blackjack. Lately I've been finding myself playing Keno or poker, like
I heard
tournaments.
people hit off Keno though.
That's the thing. They do be hitting off Keno. And I won $1,000 playing Keno one time, and I put in like $20. And it's like,
What Keno machine?
you know what I mean? The one at South Point, like fucking number 372. Like, bro, I don't know. I can't fucking replicate that shit, It's like, but people do be hitting off of that shit. And it's like, it makes you want it. But gambling's a whole other thing that like I don't even want to get into. Fucking, yeah, that shit is rough. It's like, but I really do like poker. I want to play in the World Series of Poker one day, the $10,000 seat one.
We should do poker
Main
night.
event. We need to. We should do a tournament. We should do it with like a bunch of people and make it a thing.
We should get us four, Kyle, Dylan, and Caden, a couple more people.
Bro, I'm trying to have like 30 people, like real, like.
We should start with that group first. We should start with us. We should start with small groups first, so that I can get used. First
you gotta
off,
study, bro. You gonna study in the game, bro. I'm already taking your money. If you're studying in the game, I'm already taking your money.
First off, I want to be at least able to defend myself and know exactly what the fuck I have and be like, okay, I got this. I want to do what you do.
You gotta study the game, man. Just
you count cards, you fuck.
You don't count cards in poker.
You count cards.
You assume in poker.
That doesn't make sense.
Like if you like, it just depends. Like
sometimes you only get 2 cards. I'm like, okay, well, how many are in the deck?
You get 2 cards every time, bro. Like,
okay, but there's 5 card poker, right?
Yeah, but if we're gonna do a tournament, we're gonna play Texas Hold'em.
Okay.
The other poker games are nothing in comparison to Texas.
So
Hold'em,
okay,
Texas Hold'em is the best poker game.
Okay, you get 2 cards. How many are in the deck?
52.
Okay, they show you 3, so that means
they show you 3 and then another one and then another one. So there's 3 rounds of betting. There's 4 rounds of betting. You bet before the flop, after the flop, you bet the turn, and then you bet the river. Bro, I love that shit.
And some people fold, but they don't show the cards.
Yeah.
They do?
No, you don't show your cards.
So you can't know their cards.
Yeah.
So you're literally
just going off.
So you're just going off.
Assume, that's why I told you. You only bet for a few reasons. You bet for value, you bet for information, you bet for protection, or you bet to bluff.
How do you get the information?
Based off of how everybody else is doing. That's the thing. Like when you're playing poker, everything you do is telling me something. It's just up to me to pick it up. Everything everybody does. Whether like when you have a good hand, you fucking pull your cards closer, or when you're excited to bet, you fucking reach for your chips, or when you don't want somebody to bet, you act like you're reaching for your chips. It's little things like that. Or people used to say all the time, like looking right up into the right means that they don't have it or something. It means they do have it or something. But like now people will do that to like try to fake you out. And it's like, that's even something that you can take from it. Like he's trying to fake me out, or is he? That's why like poker is a really like fucking crazy game, man.
There's a certain look.
I played poker last night and I fucking got 13th and I was fucking pissed off because they were only paying 7. And this older lady took me out, bro. And she was running so hot. Like her cards, she was just winning. Like it was just there was no denying it. Like she was just winning. Like she always had the best hand. There's nothing you could do. And this guy went all in and I had ace 10 suited and I like had 2.5 times his stack. So I'm like, all right, let me go all in so nobody else fucking calls and I can just take this guy out and take his chips. I have a decent hand. He probably doesn't have shit. He's pushing with nothing. You know what I mean? Like, or with pretty much anything. This lady sits there for like three minutes contemplating whether to call or not. And she eventually makes the call, flips over a card. She has ace king. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Why didn't you just push your money in? I'd literally been like all in.
Early.
As fast as possible, bro. It was just her left in the hand. It's like, there's no point to like think about it. Like, I get it. She didn't want to.
If you have ace king, you should just go all in.
Unless you know the person has aces. Even against kings, you can hit an ace and win. You know? Ace kings is like one of the strongest hands in poker. It's like pretty much a no-brainer. But like with 2 people going all in, I guess you think about it. Like maybe do they have aces? But like also, this is where the information comes in. Cause like, why would I push if I had aces? I would want more people to call. You know what I mean? So maybe I just call and then she
That's what I
raises.
do.
If I had aces, then yeah, I would have done that, which is how she probably figured out that I didn't have aces. Maybe she was smarter than I gave her credit for.
Do you want to know how I was playing that night?
What?
That-
Yeah, badly.
Well, duh. But do you want to know what my strategy was? If I had a bad hand, I wanted to take whatever was in that pot as quickly as possible.
I mean, yeah, it's always better to just win the pot. Like sometimes you can't get the max amount of money, but
Right. So then
but sometimes you can, and that's where poker's so crazy.
So then I would like.
I want to just go play poker.
I would just bet more, making you think, or at least in
But
my
like,
mind.
if you do that like 3 times, I'm gonna pick up on it easy.
Okay.
So you have to mix it up.
Okay.
That's why like, I always tell Jay, like, I know when he's like bluffing because he oversells it. But then like he's also now started to oversell it when he has it. So like that's good. Because now it's like I'm unsure again. You know?
Okay.
You have to mix it up.
So it's really about human fucking.
Yeah, poker's a human game, man.
Wow.
It's a mental game. But I mean it's also luck. It's cards at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Because sometimes like you have the worst hand and the other person has the better hand. It looks like they're gonna win, and then on the river you hit some shit and you win. It's like the craziest game ever, bro. And sometimes like you can't play poker for like real money if you don't have a good stomach for losing. Because like more often than not, you're gonna lose.
And it's gonna hurt.
And it hurts because especially when it's like you feel like you got it in good and you're like you have a better hand than the other person, and somehow they just pull out some shit. Like I had ace 8 the other day, and this dude had ace 2, and there was 8 of us left in this tournament, and fucking 7 got paid, and fucking ace 8 against ace 2. I'm like an 80% favorite at that point. Like he has to hit a 2 to beat me. He has 3 outs. It came 2-2 something. Now I'm fucking dead unless I hit runner 8s. It was sickening, bro. Sickening. And it was just like, fuck.
You were tight.
I was that close. Like maybe I should have just fucking not gone all in.
Right.
Maybe, but it was like I kind of had to. So it was like decisions, man. That's why I like poker. It challenges me mentally.
I think, yeah, we need to do a poker night.
You can do it whenever, bro.
We need to do a poker night because here's the thing. I think I have a secret potential for it. Right? I have a secret talent for that kind of thing.
Just might.
You know.
Damn. It's gone a long way, my friend.
Yeah, it has.
We're about an hour and 11 minutes in. I think we might be able to just call it.
Call it.
All right. That's it.
That's it. Y'all have a good night.